Raise your hand if you support Israel. Raise your hand if you support Palestine. I support both. And if you are a Christian and you did not raise your hand to support Palestine, shame on you. Because Jesus came to change the law. He said, love your neighbor and love your enemies. Israel and Palestine are side by side. As a matter of fact, they're cousins. This war between the two of them over the land has been going on for a very, very long time, over 75 years. I'm not in agreement with what happened on October 7th, where Hamas came into Israel and killed innocent people and took hostages. I'm also not in agreement with the way Israel retaliated to Palestine amongst their civilians. Israel says Hamas are cowards because they hide among their civilians. And this is why Israel is bombing the civilians. Up until today, Israel has killed 9,448 civilians. 420 children every single day have been dying since October 7th. This is almost a month. Israel has cut off rations. They've cut off the water. They've cut off the electricity. And they have bombed hospitals, churches, schools, and refugee camps. They are not stopping. They are committing war crimes. This is an international war crimes. This is genocide. My tax dollars here in the United States and yours is going towards the killing of innocent people. It needs to stop, Biden. You need to stop it. This is war crimes. This is genocide. The Israeli Jews are doing to the Palestinian people exactly the same thing that was done to them during the Nazi war. Genocide, war crimes. And it needs to stop. The Israeli Jews consider the Palestinians dogs, and they treat them as such. There are 181 refugee camps in Europe for the Palestinian people. Did you know that? They are a displaced people. And when they finally did get a portion of land, it's been under oppression ever since. In the beginning, it did belong to them. And there were some Jews that immigrated to Palestine from Europe in the early 1800s. And then the Nazi war broke out and killed almost 6 million Jews. And a lot of those Jews, refugees, went to Palestine. And Britain wanted to give the Jews a country. And so they divided Palestine and Israel. They called it the Arab state and the Jewish state. But neither one were happy because the Arabs had occupied that land for so long. It was called Palestine. If you look at the old Bibles from the late 1800s, look at the Bibles and the maps that are in there. Where Israel is today, it was called Palestine. So of course you would be upset if you lost your land. When the war took place in 1948 between the Jews and the Palestinians, they took them from their homes. They bombarded their homes. They bombed their homes. They pulled them out of their homes in the middle of the night. They only left with suitcases of what they could carry across to Jordan. Their homes are occupied till today. The Palestinians' homes are occupied till today by the Jews. I know because I know people whose homes were occupied by the Jews that the Jews still live in, and they live in Jordan. Fortunately, Jordan had opened their borders to the Palestinians back then. But unfortunately today, Jordan has signed a peace treaty with Israel, so the Palestinians cannot flee to Jordan now. They were told, go south. Some of them went south and they were bombarded and bombed on the way. Some of them want to stay in their homes because their homes of their families were taken from them back in 1947. They finally got a home to raise their flag, a country to raise their flag, and now they're being chased out again. But these are just dogs. That's what the Israeli thinks. These are just dogs. They don't think of them as humans. But you know what? The Israelis are committing war crimes, international war crimes against these people. And my tax dollars and your tax dollars are going towards killing the bloodshed of children and innocent people. It needs to stop, Biden. $3.8 billion from the U.S. goes to Israel every single year for war crimes. To support what? The killing of innocent people? Enough is enough. Find a way to make it stop. And tell me if you support Palestine